Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. 20 minutes past 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday morning. Feels like a Monday because of Labor Day, but good morning, everybody. It is September 2nd, 2025. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE. We are not broadcasting this morning at 90.9 or 103.3. We're working on our transmitter, so we apologize for that, but hopefully if you hear my voice, you're listening to our internet stream at ksje.com, or maybe you're listening through the app or watching me on YouTube or Facebook. But welcome aboard, everyone. Glad you found me this morning, because coming up in the next few moments, it is our day to focus on the San Juan Health Council. And a member of the Health Council, my guest this morning, Presbyterian Medical Services. They've got a lot of great events coming up, so we'll talk about those and some of the other services that PMS provides in the area. So stay tuned for that conversation coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE this morning. Then, of course, it's Tuesday. That's what we do on Tuesdays, talking to Amber Francisco from the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter. She'll be here, as usual, talking about some of the great pets available for adoption, including Bran. That's the puppy you see on the screen right there. So stay tuned for that. We'll give you the details later on this hour, 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. McCass will take over next hour, Roving with the Arts. It is our long-running classical music program here. And don't forget, you can also connect with us on other social media platforms like Instagram and Blue Sky and X. And if you're a podcast listener, you can subscribe to KSJE Podcast and maybe discover a new local program that you may have missed recently. Also, a reminder, there's the KSJE Radio app available now at the App Store and on Google Play. You can download it and stay connected on the go. Listen live. You can also connect with our podcast and much, much more with the new KSJE app that's available. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it is currently a clear morning this morning, 69 degrees at the moment. We are expecting a partly sunny day today, 84 for a high in Farmington. Partly cloudy skies overnight tonight with a low near 65. 85 and partly sunny tomorrow. Maybe a chance of showers or thunderstorms, though, popping up on Thursday, about a 50% chance. 82 for a high. Another chance for rain on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Take a look at that, with highs only in the upper 70s and overnight lows near 60 degrees. I'll be back with my guests from Presbyterian Medical Services right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, whose vision is to deliver world-class care, making life better for the communities they are privileged to serve. Offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services so residents can live life better here. San Juan Regional Medical Center, community-owned and operated, here for you.
Celebrate KSJE's 35th anniversary on Friday, September 12th at San Juan College. Enjoy Ballets with a Twist, the show that mixes the glamour of Hollywood with the excitement of modern dance. Tickets are free to celebrate KSJE, but you need to reserve your seat. Go online at sanjuancollege.edu. The show starts at 7 p.m. on Friday, September 12th at the Henderson Performance Hall at San Juan College.
Now back to Studio A and the award-winning Scott Michlin morning program on KSJE.
My guests in the studio this morning, as I mentioned, from Presbyterian Medical Services, Estevan Rodriguez is here this morning from PMS. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Scott. Thanks for having us.
You bet. Good to have you here. Also joining us here in the studio, Ariana Goldtooth is here as well. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you both for coming in and representing the San Juan Health Council and Presbyterian Medical Services. As I always say, when I have a guest from PMS here on the program, a reminder to the audience, I'm a member of the Board of Directors, proud member of the Board of Directors for PMS, so glad to to have you both here this morning to talk about some big events that are coming up. So let's start there with Drums of Fall. That's happening in just a couple of weeks, correct?
Yes, next week actually, on the 13th.
Next week, actually.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. A week from this Saturday.
fast.
So it'll be here before we know it.
Right.
But it's a big event, right?
It's a big event. It's the 20th anniversary. It's it's just a Drums of Fall event. It's supposed to help promote sober activities in the community.
Right, which is what PMS does too, year round, right? But this is
Yeah.
a big way to do that. And so it's kind of moved around. I know it used to be Drums of Summer and this and that, but now it's Drums of Fall in September. And so how long does it run? It usually runs for all day.
All day.
Pretty much, right? I mean, that's not an understatement.
Yeah.
It's all day. Yeah.
All day. We start at 11 a.m., 11 to 1 p.m. for a gourd dance, and then from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. for just a powwow.
Got it. Right. And it's out at McGee Park.
McGee Park.
And so that's a big venue, and I think you've had to move to the bigger venue because the event has grown so much over the years, too. Is that correct?
Yes.
It seems like it, right? And so it's a free event, too?
A free event with suggested donation of $1 or $2.
Okay.
It's completely up to the person though.
Sure. And I think it's set up so that people can kind of come and go if they want to. They can certainly stay all day, but they can also just show up when they're free and get out there and enjoy some of the powwow and some of the other dances and things like that throughout the day.
Yeah. So this powwow, our arena director, he is actually doing an initiation ceremony.
Okay.
Followed along with the junior girls contest, so it's a good opportunity to come out and watch the initiation ceremony.
Nice. And tell me a little bit about what that means. What is initiation ceremony for?
It's someone brand new coming into the powwow circuit.
Got it.
They're coming in to dance.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to get initiated as a dancer.
Now I get it. Very good. So we'll see some newer dancers and maybe some veteran dancers as part of the powwow as well.
Yeah.
Great. And this event, how many people usually show up every year? Do you have any ideas?
I believe last year we had over 200 to maybe 300 people that showed up to our event. It was pretty.
Right.
It was a lot.
Yeah. Nice. Very good. And as you said, this was kind of a celebration of sober activities and things like that, which is a lot of things that PMS certainly does throughout the community, throughout the year, and some of the work at Totah as well, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. But this is an important reminder of some of those important activities that PMS does throughout the year. So that's great. But it's the Drums of Fall. Again, it is coming up, a week from Saturday, September 13th, about 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and all day long at McGee Park.
Yep.
What else do we need to know about it? Lots of different types of dances, or the same type of dance?
A lot of different categories.
Okay.
The same as last year. We have our tiny tots, we have our golden age, our adult women, adult men, all categories. We have a head lady. She's doing a special with women's old style fancy contest.
Right.
And then, that's pretty much it. Around 7:30, we'll be announcing our winners.
Right.
So it's a good opportunity to come and watch our winners.
Sure.
Get their prizes and stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
That's important too.
Well, and
Estevan?
as you mentioned, it has transitioned over the years. Originally, it started as a gourd dance, and it was held at Totah, and then we slowly were using the Lions Wilderness.
Right.
And last year was the first time we were at McGee Park, and we had a huge turnout. We also have many vendors that show up, whether it's food or items they're selling. And I think we're going to have a children's area reserved for them as well. And then slowly we added the powwow, and then last year was the first time we had a competition powwow.
Gotcha.
So
it really is
good
growing
turnout,
every
yes,
year.
it has.
Yeah. And for the competitions and the prizes and things like that, I would imagine that attracts dancers from all over the region. Is that true?
Yeah, we've had a few dancers come out from Oklahoma last year and a few different other states. So,
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing to kind of, for someone to watch these dances who's maybe not familiar with them, and they really are very meaningful and very traditional as well, and from the different tribes and organizations, correct?
Yes.
That's who you're bringing together for
yes,
this.
that is correct.
Got you. And so folks will see a lot of different types of dancing and also dancers and some of the outfits that they wear, the traditional outfits and things like that too, right? Mm-hmm. Which is very, very meaningful. So
Yeah.
great. Very good. So what's coming up, we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the program, too. So thank you for being here to talk a little bit about Drums of Fall coming up. And again, I want to talk more about Totah as well, because that is something that, Estevan, I know you know and work with closely, but this is a kind of an offshoot of that program, is it not, a little bit, to celebrate sobriety and things like that for your Native and non-Native relatives who are part of the program? I know that's what you call them, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And Totah's stand is just based on Ke, or based on Ke, with the Navajo kinship.
Yep.
So we do refer to them as relatives instead of clients in the programs. Totah itself has been around over 20 years, and then as it's grown, we came under PMS.
Right.
So we have the outpatient services that are available to numerous individuals that are looking for those services. I think currently we have about 20 programs that are available, groups to the individuals they can select from, which do include traditional Navajo as well groups.
Got you. And these are for individuals that are suffering or dealing with addiction and things like that, correct? That come to you?
Yes, so it's alcohol, drug use, mental health.
Right.
And then maybe just needing, to speak with some therapists and counselors.
Sure. And are they coming maybe on their own, or are they coming from a court designated appointment, or what brings them to you?
So they can come in numerous ways. We do have self-referred. The majority, I believe, are referred by either the court system.
Okay.
Adult probation and parole works with us very closely, compliance program, and the municipal probations and treatment and drug courts as well.
Gotcha. And so once they come, as you said, you've got different variety of programs that hopefully would match whatever they're seeking. And the idea is to get them in and get them into this program to help to break that cycle, I guess, is kind of what you're dealing with. Is that, for the most part, what's going on?
Yes, that's correct. And we also, the many groups are available because, of course, each individual is different. So we have those there so that we can reach the individual at where they're at and meet them there and hopefully help them make those changes.
Right.
As I mentioned, it has grown. After the years, they added the sobering center, which individuals that are intoxicated under alcohol or drugs can come in and stay up to 11 hours to sober up. And then we also, right behind it, they added what they call the expansion, which is like a night facility where they can come sleep if they're needing somewhere to sleep. They don't have to be in services with Totah to use those, and they can come as many nights as they can.
Gotcha. Just a safe place to be, right?
Yes.
And so that's an important addition, I think, to the services that are provided out at Totah, at the campus, if you will, campus of care, I think is what it's called.
Yes, that's what's been referred to.
Right. And so it's really grown a lot over the years, as you mentioned. And so with that, as I mentioned, it's both available to natives and non-natives too. I mean, you follow the Navajo kind of symbol and philosophy, if you will, but it's also available to non-natives too, if they wanted to?
Yes, it is. It's open to even the traditional groups are available to anybody, not just Native Americans that want to attend those. And many that have attended that were non-Native were able to kind of learn more about their history and family because they're asking questions, right?
Sure.
It's like, where's this, where's that? So I think that helps them out. We also have the Joint Intervention Program, which is a year-long treatment, 6 months treatment, 6 months of aftercare. And that's also outpatient, but we're fortunate to have the dorm where they can stay if they need to. They don't have to attend that, but it is pretty intensive. The first phase is the first 3 months. It keeps them pretty busy, and as they phase up, they get a little less. Phase 2 is 2 months, and then phase 3 is the last month.
Gotcha.
And then once they graduate, they can undo the aftercare.
I see. And all these different programs, it's under the PMS umbrella, and you are there to help administer these programs, but there's a lot of other community partners, I think, too, that also make these things happen. It's not just a PMS program, even though PMS is running it, right? I mean, I think we have to give a shout out to the city and the county and the hospital. They're all partners in these programs for these members of our community. Yeah,
most definitely. We have the support from, as you mentioned, the city of Farmington, San Juan County, the hospital, San Juan Regional Medical Center, PMS, and local law enforcement comes to us as well, and we work with them closely. We also work with the navigation center, as I mentioned, the courts and our judicial partners. and just anybody else. Salvation Army's reached out, and we work with who we can to offer better services to our relatives that are coming there.
Right. And that's a big maybe change. It's been going for a number of years now, but I think a big change than just the old idea of if somebody's maybe trespassing or whatever, the police would maybe take them to jail. But now it's more of a what's the underlying issues going on here, and maybe if there's some way to help them break that cycle, maybe a program at Totah is the way to go instead of jail.
That's correct. Yeah, and those are available. And actually, recently they started the Mobile Crisis Unit, which, again, working with not just PMS and Totah, but other individuals in the community to have those services, again, to not get folks involved in the judicial system and get tied up in that routine.
Very true. I remember, too, some of the conversations about the Joint Intervention Program, and part of that was also maybe to avoid visits to the emergency department at the hospital, because that's very expensive when people show up there. If they need the services of the ED, that's one thing, but if they're just showing up to show up, that is expensive visit that maybe doesn't have to be. And so the idea being maybe if they were taken to JIP, the Joint Intervention Program, and dealt with there, it kind of saves money in the long run from having to deal with them at the hospital. Is that still kind of the idea behind that program?
It is. And when it started, and still what we look at is, the number of days they've spent in jail.
Right.
Again, that
another expense.
Another expense. The trips to the emergency room, contact with law enforcement, stays at the sobering center. So we want to help them, again, get out of that cycle and then give them other resources. Part of what we offer when they're in the Joint Intervention Program is connecting to a primary care provider,
right,
instead of going over there. And then it goes, of course, with what's in the community available and those resources, because we have so many things that are available that so many people don't know or they miss, and then just connecting them to those resources.
Right. Right. And I guess the first step is getting them into some kind of a program to actually kind of monitor and support them in whatever they need to get these resources that can help them on that path forward.
Yes.
Is part of this as well. And I imagine that there are a number of success stories that you see from your work at Totah and all the different programs and things like that. And that's, I think, the main goal of all of these things that you offer are to see these individuals that maybe were at the very maybe lowest point of their lives, and after going through the programs and maybe stumbling a little bit, but getting back on track, really seeing them clean and sober and contributing to society and maybe have a job and things like that. Is that some of the success stories that you see?
Yeah, and that's our goal, help them out and make those changes. And again, not be utilizing those resources if not needed. And we've had individuals that have purchased vehicles while being there, have gotten their first job, or gotten back into the workforce. Some that have gotten their GED, driver's license. The one that are more important is reconnecting with family, because a lot of those ties are broken, and it's learning how to reconnect. We also have craft that's available to anybody, not just individuals that are coming there, and that's for the families of individuals that are going through their treatment. How can they help better support the individual going through treatment, and then they get educated as well and hopefully learn together. Because once they're completed, a lot of them go home, because not all of them are homeless.
Right.
And it's like, well, how do we change that environment at home as well? And that's why that program was started and is available Thursdays, 3:30.
Thursdays from 3 to 4.
Okay. Gotcha.
So,
and this is for families, you're saying? This
yes.
is specifically for them. And I guess talk to me a little bit about why that's so important, because it sounds like to me that maybe families, you said that maybe connections are broken, maybe families have seen these addictions, and maybe the individual has tried to get clean and they haven't done very well, and they fall back into that pattern, and so the family gets a little frustrated. And is that kind of what happens over time? And they're just like, we can't do this anymore. We can't.
Yeah, that's
correct.
correct.
Be part of this in some cases.
And then help them out. It's just again, just educating, and the most we can share that information with them and how to better help their loved ones.
Right.
It can be close friends, because some people don't have family locally. So we encourage them to invite people there. Anybody can go. I've offered that to some of our employees, because we're not immune from that as well.
Of course.
So it's good to learn what we can to better help our loved ones We've also encouraged them to connect with local NAAA groups, because it's not just us, right? We try to give them the best resources we can to better help them.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. And with following, again, the Navajo theory and philosophy of what was it? Remind me. Ka. Thank you. Yes, I knew I would maybe mispronounce it if I wasn't careful, but thank you. Tell me a little bit more about that. What does that say as part of Navajo culture about how to live and what to follow and things like that?
Just based, it just means family. Just involving family and, pretty much basically what Estevan was saying, just helping each other and, family.
Got it. And relying on family and being part of a family and things like that, is that also part of that as well? And living a certain way, I guess, living in a healthy way?
Everybody is different,
Okay.
just family.
Right. But having them around you can be helpful. And I guess you find that too with some of the services that you provide. By having that supportive family can be helpful for your relatives.
Yes, it can. And that's why we encourage that as well, as we want them to, again, reconnect. And sometimes, we're there we may be the only ones that are there for them.
Right.
So we want to be there for them. And then we want to help them, again, engage with the community, because we don't want them just with us. We have those services that are available, and just be the support they're needing. People can complete the program, and that's why we offer the aftercare, is because sometimes they do need, some help.
Sure.
If our back's on the line, we go back to the chiropractor for a touch-up. We need, the annual cleaning of the teeth, our checkup for our medical. The same with, with our mind and our spirit and soul, I believe. So it's good to stay connected with those that are being positive influences in our lives and are helping us.
Sure. Very true. And I would think, too, that, again, that's really important, because if you didn't have that, folks would maybe fall back or go back and hang out with those people that had those pretty bad influences on them, or fall back into that pattern. And so that's really important, that aftercare.
It is. And I think some people miss it because they just look at graduation. And we're proud, we're proud that they did complete that. In fact, every month we have our pro social. The staff takes turns preparing meals. We serve the meals from 12 to 1. 1 to 3 we do different activities. Again, just showing them that they can have fun and interact with each other while being sober. And then 3 to 4, we want to honor the graduates of the month and invite them, and to give them that spot, that spot to just brag on them, and be there for them and support them for what they've completed.
Right. Very true. I know on the campus there at Totah, you've got a hogan, and that involves some of the traditional ceremonies and things like that. That's also a big part of the curriculum, if you will, of some of these programs that you offer, right?
It is, and they can do the small ceremonies there if needed. They can also go off campus if they need to do something bigger. We also have sweat that the men do every week, and the females do it once a month, just depending on who's available and wants to come over.
Right. But that's led by a medicine man, or
it is. We have Wilford and our traditional team, if you will, that are there available to help them out. To teach them in the different groups and just connecting with them. This year is the second year that Wilford has used some of his groups for growing vegetables.
Okay.
So we have more corn than last year, and that keeps getting better. Squash and some melons is what they're, and it's just teaching them and mixing that into the teaching, on caring for the fruits and the responsibilities of what happens if you don't water it, and everything that comes behind that. So there's a lot of things going on, and we don't have a lot of time, but
right.
Yeah.
But that's part of it, and also teaching, I guess, some of that responsibility. And I think for the folks that are in these programs, they have certain responsibilities around the campus too. I mean, they have to clean up their areas and maybe some of the common spaces and things like that. That's also part of the program of learning to contribute to their group or their society while they're in these programs and things.
It is, yeah. And the ones that are staying in the dorm, they get the chores, for the cleaning. They're also signed up for cooking, and they prepare all the meals. Our staff's there to assist them if they're needing. And we take turns and we try to put individuals that are not so familiar in the kitchen with those that are.
Okay.
And hopefully they learn those skills. And because we do want to get them housed, if those that are needing. We work with the partnership as well with housing. And some people are just waiting for an apartment. Have been approved. So it's the cleaning that comes around it. Some individuals, as you said, they're at the lowest point and have gotten used to sleeping on the streets and fighting for what they can to eat their next meal. So we can provide everything from hygiene to the meals to, of course, even clothing. We have donation rooms that we take clothes for.
Right.
And if we can't find something there, we've reached out in the Salvation Army and other local partners that have clothing. And if needed, we can purchase as well.
Right. Very good. Well, it's a lot of great work that you and your team does at Totah, and it's always great to talk about it. And I'm so proud as a member of the board to be able to say this is part of the things, just one of the many things PMS does in San Juan County, and it really is great. And again, I think for residents to realize that a lot of these programs are really in place to keep costs down and to try to help these folks before it gets to the next level of jail or incarceration or dealing with police on a regular basis, and that increases some of the costs, or emergency department and all those different things. And so I think it's also a win-win for that as well. And in the meantime, these people these relatives are getting the services and the help and the support that they need to get back into society and reconnect with their families, which maybe hasn't happened in years. So it's a great success story. So thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks for having us.
For the work that you do. You bet. One more word about Drums of Fall. Ariana, again, it's coming up, a week from Saturday.
Yes, next week.
Next week.
It's going to come
next
so
week.
quick.
Yeah.
Your eyes get really big when you talk about it because it's coming up soon. McGee Park, and again, all-day event, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Yep.
And
we are fixing to have the registration dance or the registration tables open a little earlier than 11 a.m.
Okay.
So that way, if any of the dancers need to come in and get registered before then
they can be ready to go.
They can be ready to go.
Okay. Very good. Well,
And they can sign up online,
right,
for either vendors or dancers. So
Okay.
pre-register.
We're showing the QR code right there on the screen, everybody. So if you point your phone at that, I bet it will take you to a site to register.
That's correct.
There you go. And if you still need more information, you can contact PMS, and I bet you'll get all the details that you need. So very good. Thank you both for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks for having us.
You bet. My guest this morning, part of the San Juan Health Council, Presbyterian Medical Services, here with me on KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.